What?
Did we go live? Where's the picture? Oh, there it is up here. There it is. Oh, there we are.
There we are. Okay, we're
it
on.
Popped up. There we are. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome to HLC Saturday Solutions, where we talk about things of, we think they're important, but items of importance for maybe the week coming up or things we learned from the past week. And we kind of just discuss everything in life that influences us. So I am Christina Rue from HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services.
I'm Krista Rue from HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services. And yes, you're not seeing double. We are twins.
How about that?
So,
pretty exciting.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, our
Oh, and we're wearing blue today.
We are.
Because our first topic, oh wait, we have to do the review.
Yes,
and then we can start about the new topic.
Okay. Well,
but why do we do this?
Yes.
Yeah, why do we do this? Well, I said about how we pass on information, and then basically the other thing that we do, let's put this here. Boom, boom. In case you just want to get a hold of us, you can check out that or our website, www.hlcbookkeeping.com. And basically every week we kind of come on board, recap last week, have 3 new things to talk about, and we try to keep it between 10 and 20 minutes because we couldn't just keep it at 15. Sometimes we do, sometimes. So we're saying 10 to 20.
That's all it is.
That's it. We're chatty.
All right.
Yep.
So
recap.
Last week we talked about spring cleaning. Spring is a good time of year to look at your standard operating procedures, your processes, and get everybody involved. How do we make them more efficient?
Mm-hmm.
Are there things we need to revisit? Are there benefits we need to do? A lot of people, from a benefit side, I'm just going to talk real quickly because this did come up in 2 of my clients this week. Employees, sometimes it's not about the money, it's about the time. So maybe start thinking about that. If you can't afford to give more money, are you available to give maybe an extra 3 days off per year with pay? Because sometimes time is more important than money.
Correct.
So,
and people, we are to have a full and robust life.
Right. So
not just work.
So just think outside the box. Mm-hmm. When you're thinking benefits, it doesn't have to be something new and exciting benefit. It can be just a little bit more of what they already have. But
it has to be equal benefits across the board. So if you want to do something uber special for somebody, you can't just do it for the one person on your staff. You have to do it for everybody on your staff.
Can't be discriminatory.
Yeah, a benefit is a benefit across the board.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. So then we talked about QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online and how desktop is sunsetting. So if you're having issues with that, please call us for, the 2020 version of desktop.
Yep. Just did a conversion today to QuickBooks Online. They decided to bite the bullet and go to QuickBooks Online.
That's right. Well, I guess that was it because it was the sunsetting, and then we did a little comparison of why you should talk to someone before you decide what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And again, it doesn't have to be us, it can be your accountant, whatever, but there are a lot of differences between desktop and online, and you have to know what works best for you.
Correct. No sales orders in online.
All right. So the new topics for this week.
Dun, dun, dun.
Since it is Mother's Day weekend, even though we're in blue, that's our mommy's favorite color. Right. So that's why we dress like this. So we want to talk about ladies of influence in your life. Because mothers are very influential, of course, but so are aunts, friends you make that keep you on the path you're supposed to be on. Everybody needs true friends that will speak true to them. You. That's not politically correct. That slaps you upside the head.
That's it.
Whenever you're veering too far, you have to find people like that in your life.
Sisters.
Oh my gosh, sisters. Yes. Yes. So this Mother's Day weekend, think about the women of influence in your life and say thank you.
And it's sometimes
Could be teachers.
Yeah. And like sometimes people, these ladies, they influence you, not just in your personal life, but sometimes in your business life. There are business women in my Women's Business Network group that like I learn from every time they talk. Like they are women of influence in my life. Like
Right.
the attorney, Mary Halechko, talked this week. She is a fount of information, and like she is a woman of influence. She just has so much knowledge that she shared at my group this time. So thank you very much for sharing that. And like that, and like sometimes women of influence can be people you, I don't know, are in like social clubs with or social groups with. They keep you on the straight and narrow. They make sure you're not maybe imbibing too much, that sort of thing. Yeah, but speakers of
women
truth.
of wisdom. That's who you want to be with.
That's what we should have called it, women of wisdom.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, women of wisdom. It's true because learn. That's it.
That was our mom.
Yeah. And then sort
That
of,
is our mom.
I know. Then sort of along.
You never outgrow that, no matter how old you get.
Sort of along those lines, who do you trust? What do you obey? And this is sort of more of a, I guess, an existential
discussion,
philosophy discussion.
Yeah. And it's a very good choir song.
Well, yes, it is.
If you've ever heard it.
It's a lovely song.
We should sing that sometime.
No. But that's okay. So trust. Because let's think about this word. Trust.
Important.
Who do you trust in your life that you know will give you the truth, first off? And second of all, isn't afraid to tell you things you need to hear. Because they have no ulterior motive other than to help you. So, and then also, what do you trust, like an author? You know, we talk a lot about professional education. Who do you trust to learn from?
Yeah.
So like, you should evaluate that because it can change. You know, strange things happen in this world. So evaluate who is your trusted circle and do they deserve to be there? Because that's sometimes hard to make that decision.
And we've talked about the importance of keeping positivity and joy, but there is that trust factor that it is immeasurable, the change and influence it can have on your life. So just make sure that you're trusting the right people. Because unfortunately, it can be bad.
That's right. That's right. And obedience. There's many ways to be obedient. This is not a bad word. Like, obedience is a discipline. That's what it means.
Yes.
This is my core values and this is what I'm going to do. Even when it's hard, this is who I am. This is what I will do. Think about that. What are your lines that you will not cross? Because you should know them because, I don't know, there's just been a weird vibe the last few months. We've been getting some weird phone calls and we're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Thanks. You know, so you've got to know who you are, not only as a person, but as a business. What do you want to stand for?
And sometimes obedience, because those of you who know me know I have authority issues. So
not at all. Not at all.
I'm just saying. So obedience is tough. It's tough for me. And like if you have made me distrust you once, I can't be in obedience with you. Like that's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. Yep.
And like so here's the things we have to think about. Trust is important, but really obedience, not a lot of people talk about it because it's a tough word, because that means you are in a secondary role And not all of us like to be in a secondary role. Sometimes we want to be out front.
Right.
And obedience means you're not. You're obeying something higher.
That's right.
Something better.
And but honestly, you have to know who you are to decide if they're worthy to obey.
Correct.
So like if you're unsure of your true values, you need to study.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, study the Bible. That's what I do. Proverbs, amazing. Amazing. Say you have like Dave Ramsey. He tells you like it is.
Correct.
Like that's one of the reasons.
You would have to obey what he is telling you.
Yeah, his 7
to follow
steps.
his system.
That's right.
There's the 7 stages. Who wrote that? Covey, Stephen Covey.
Yeah.
The 7 stages.
Habits.
The 7 habits of successful people. So like, who are you in obedience to? It bears talking about. And like, I love when we have the time to just kind of sit and ponder. I love that word, ponder.
It is. It's a good word.
And like sometimes we don't really think about, but if we're in obedience to something negative, then we're going to have negative influencers in our life. So
that's right.
Keep it positive. That was deep. Oh, yes, it's deep. Oh, yes, it's deep.
She knew she was going to sing no matter what. But anyways,
deep these down are things in my soul
that you have to know about. You have to know who you are.
Absolutely.
That's right. Mm-hmm. All right. So then the third thing is practical, because I'm all about practical advice. How do I apply what these people are talking about into my life?
Exactly.
So we've talked briefly about preparing your workplace, what you should have with you at all times. What helps you focus? Are you a person who's easily distracted? Maybe you should invest in some noise canceling earphones so you can't hear anything else.
Oh, I should wear mine. I got teal. They're teal and what color? No,
I don't know.
They're purple and
it's mermaid colors.
Mint and purple.
It's something. It's something.
Yes.
Yeah. But so again, you have to know yourself. What do I need to focus on to get this task done?
Yeah.
What tools do I need? If I hate loose papers, so like I have staplers in every room because I hate loose papers.
I do
so if that's who you are, don't fight it.
Get
staplers.
Get a stapler.
Right. So one of the things we decided.
Stapler remover. Get a stapler remover too. So
okay.
You break nails.
Okay. All right. So, but what I want to talk about, so one of the things we want to do is to help you from a practical point of view. We're going to start putting PDFs up
on Facebook and our webpage
that you can, on our webpage, so that you can have some of the things we talked about. Like we have a list of preparing your workspace, what every office should have.
Simple.
It's simple. It's common sense, but it's amazing how many people forget.
Because administration is a gift. And if you don't have it, you really don't know what all it takes. I mean, let's face it. I would not try to fix a car because I know I don't have the right equipment or knowledge.
That's right.
So
that's right.
If you never had to administrate a business or a life, even if you're just taking over paying bills or doing something like that, you might not know. My life would be easier if I had a system. Yeah. So we're just going to throw some helpful things out there for people.
Yeah. And one of the things we do whenever a charity asks us for a donation of a, what are they called? A raffle or whatever, we do, it's called,
Office on the Go.
Office on the Go. And it's basically, it's honestly a tackle box because it has all these nice little sections of office supplies, stamps, envelopes, whatever, so that no matter where you are,
gum band, stapler,
you can do administration. Because like a lot of our clients, they're contractors.
Yep.
So like they might need stuff on the go. They literally put it in the back of their truck. And they have it with them.
And it can fly around and not get damaged.
Right, because it's closed and sealed. But one of the ladies who once won it was like, I just thought this was fun. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. And then the next time we start a charity, it's like, I'm always putting this in. I have one. It's downstairs on my table. It's so nice. I want another one for upstairs. I want another one for my car. So she literally puts in tickets every charity week that we're all at to get it more boxes. So
Yeah.
it's worthwhile. You never know what speaks to you.
Yep. That's correct.
So that's it. That's all I had.
Okay. That's all we had today, folks. Remember, keep it positive. Kind of ponder the ladies of influence in your life.
That's right.
Thank
Happy
them.
Mother's Day.
That's right.
Happy everything to the ladies in your life who made you who you are.
Correct. Yeah. And let's ponder that this weekend. Kind of write it down. The top 5 women in my life who's kind of made a difference and helped me become the person. Yeah. Right. And like we have men and women that watch our little thing here. And like men are influenced by women as well.
We'll talk about them on Father's Day.
Yeah, we will. we will talk about the boys on Father's Day.
Because they think different than you.
They do.
So you need them in your life.
I love it. Yep. So anyway, we're just saying thank you to the ladies in our lives. Thank you for tuning in. We found out we're international.
That's right.
This week that we have people watching from afar. So welcome. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I just want to say, just to kind of make sure and that you stay positive and joyful and obedient to the things that are important.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a lovely weekend and a productive week.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.